Hello everyone, welcome to my channel again. From this week, I would try to keep up with all the AI trend, both about the large language model, the different application use case of the large language model, even about deep learning, machine learning, and AI. And I will also spend some time to touch the data science topic because that was the original idea that I started this channel. Because I think the more we understand the data we are handling, we understand different methods to analyze the data, we can get more insight and make more useful decisions. And I will also show you some of the use case in the financial area, in the financial industry, and also in other industry. So I wish the information will be useful for you. And just like a disclaimer in the beginning, all the informations, all the projects are based on personal interest and past professional experience. All the cited information, if there is any infringement of the copyright or anything, feel free to contact me and I'm going to delete it. So basically, this first page is to wrap up the existing tools that I introduced previously in my different videos. First of all, we have the automatic stock report, which just incorporates the Python packages, forecasting models, and LLM Studio to draft the reports of financial analysis of a public company. Then we have the automatic law consultation reports, which use Python Genius plus local simplified RAG workflow and LLM Studio. Eventually, we have the output as enhanced prompts and the reports, either in HTML format or in other formats. And we can also have the tool to generate automatic sentiment reports. Basically, it incorporates the Python Genius news data with LLM Studio, and we're going to see the stock sentiment statistics. Of course, either you integrate with LLM Studio or you integrate with other tools, you can get sentiment reports. The last thing is the local agents. With Autogen and LM Studio, we can build local chatting bots and let them interact with each other. The sources of all the ideas or the implementation of different tools, I would suggest you to utilize always the official documentations to check the different tools, Python package, large language model user interface, and so on. It's very useful because whenever you check a YouTube channel, you check a tutorial, it may be partial, not complete, and may be outdated. So always check the official documentation. This is my suggestion, and this is a useful source. And about the GPT code improvements, at this point, I cannot live without it because whenever I use the Python code to implement some of the procedure locally to get data, to implement a forecasting model, I always rely on GPT, ChatGPT, with GPT-4 model to improve my code. However, I would like to mention that like Hugging Chat, like Llama 3, you can always interchangeably use different tools to improve your code. And of course, if you want to use some of the paid service, you can have Coding Pilot, and I think there are many available tools in the market. But at this moment, my paid service is only for ChatGPT, and the other resources I try to implement locally without additional cost. But based on your user case and your resource requirements, you need to evaluate which option is best for you. Then one of the important source I'm going to explore more deeply is about many open source learning courses. So basically, as you can see, like deeplearning.ai by Andrew Ng, and by many different universities, especially in America. You can check different courses to deeply understand the concept and to have a better understanding of the concept and improve your eventual uh, solution generation of the use case. Uh, Then I set the focus of each wrap up to this these 4 dimensions. I think the 4 dimensions are enough because I don't want to make the dimensions too ample, too large, like in a vector space. Because when you engage in the large language model and the AI and the machine learning, more and more you'll get a lot of concepts, a lot of calculation, theory background of vectors. Okay, I think 4 dimensions are very good for me. I'm going to share with you. Basically, um, this week I have explored some new tools. For example, like LLaMA Index. Using LLaMA Index with LLaMA locally, I built up or I tried some of the starter query in Python. It was successful and very intuitive. You may try it with LLaMA Index with LLaMA. Then I also implement the LLaMA Web UI locally, like the previous video I published. You can check it, how to implement it. It's very useful, and you can build a RAG workflow in your local environment, like you use ChatGPT. But from the current use case, I see that there are some limitations. It's not 100% as ChatGPT because either the large language model has some limitations, either the UI design has some limitations, um, or any other problems you may meet. Eventually, I also did one of the use case with LLaMA Web UI is a RAG with URL. So basically, my prompt was to ask the large language model to generate a GDPR risk mitigation suggestion report with Wikipedia data source with legislative URL, and it actually queried this data source successfully. So I think this is quite convenient for me to get a quick answer. Of course, remember whenever you get a result, double check with your domain knowledge and do not 100% trust large language model. Uh, there are some news I'm going to also show you next page. For example, like this KAN network. If you are interested, I suggest you to read it. It's like um, it's like uh, innovating the way we build neural network. So uh, as far as I understand, in a neural network, we have many activation functions. So basically, this neural network is utilize a different approach to implement these activation functions to make the model work. Uh, then this week I also did some tests about report automation with and without RAG to see the difference. The simple conclusion is that with RAG, our prompt becomes more efficient to interact with large language model. As you can see in my previous local RAG, simple RAG workflow to generate the GDPR risk mitigation suggestion report. And I have also tested the LLaMA index with large language model with LLaMA, and the interaction was good. Of course, there are also other tests. I already mentioned in tools, so I will not repeat here. The test part means that I still need to further dig deeper into this part, because like the report automation, now we get a brief report, but we can still further improve. Like the previous video, you can see when we ask the local web UI, okay, through the large language model, quoting the Wikipedia page data, the data was not ranked as I wanted. So there are still many points to be improved. About LLaMA index, of course, a simple interaction like a simple point-to-point chat, a one-shot chat, it's easy case. But if we want to interact with the RAG workflow and so on, it will become more complicated. Uh, so next, I plan to explore the RAG workflow with LLaMA index or RAG improvements with LLaMA web UI. And maybe I'm going to change the points I'm going to explore based on, first of all, the success of different tests or the better results compared after using different tests, different models, or different workflows. So stay tuned. So the final page I'm going to show you is about the news part. So basically, if you are interested, you can follow different professional experts in the AI area, in LinkedIn, in Twitter, in different social media. For me, this is just one part of the information that I gathered in this week. All the information belong to the different authors. I thank them for providing so many information for us to digest. But to be honest, for each single publication of the AI new research paper, for every new idea, it takes a lot of time to test or replicate piece by piece. However, I would just like you to know that what I show here are basically what I think are the most important things I can consume at this moment. First of all, there are some professionals start to provide uh, from zero to hero training course about large language model, and uh, there are many AI improvements like in the lower left side. There are some abstraction and reasoning capability research to actually improve the performance of large language model. And also in the middle part, we see that the KAN, a new way to actually make sure the activation process of the neural network will be more efficient. These are all the possible improvements we are going to see in the future. But I would suggest you to pay attention about the scalability. If these methodologies and theories are not scaled, it may remain a test in a very small range. It's not like a successful user product like ChatGPT and so on. So this is just my humble personal opinion. On the right hand side, we can see now we have more and more better performing uh, models, or equally or similar performing models. And about LLaMA 3 on the right lower side, I want to mention that I see different posts about the LLaMA 3 capturing very nuanced information because its training dataset is too large. I would not uh, give it a final comment on whether this is a good thing or bad thing, because like when we do the linear regression, we know the outliers always provide problems to make our future prediction less stable or make the uh, predicted values less reliable, because outliers may just appear one or two times, right? It's not like the majority within some threshold, the majority of the data points. However, uh, after utilizing Llama 3, uh, I have not compared with the Llama 2 and quantized this version. But at this moment, I really think maybe outliers sometimes can serve for better purpose, but we can limit the utilization, the activation of those nuanced information through some structured design. So just my initial thoughts. Okay, so that's everything I want to share with you. I wish you a good day. And if you have any suggestion, if you want to see more tests, if you want to discuss some other topics, feel free to let me know. Leave a comment. If you like the video, give a thumb up. If you like this channel, please subscribe. Thank you and see you next time. Bye bye.